The space station Krill 9 was never quiet. But today, it felt dead. Red warning lights flashed across the metal halls. Smoke floated in the air. Broken alarms screamed in different alien languages. Ships were leaving fast, one after another, trying to escape before the station collapsed. In the middle of this chaos, Ethan Walker, a human security officer, ran through a damaged corridor. His breathing was heavy, but his eyes were sharp. Humans were used to danger. War, disasters, and loss were part of their history. Anyone still alive? Ethan shouted in simple trade language. No answer. Then he heard a soft sound, a quiet cry. Ethan stopped. He turned his head and followed the sound to a broken door half buried under fallen metal. Behind it, someone was trapped. Without thinking, Ethan pushed the metal with all his strength. His muscles burned, but the door moved just enough. Inside, he saw her. She was small, fragile, and clearly alien. Her skin shimmered pale blue under the red lights. Long silver hair floated gently, as if the air itself respected her. One of her legs was injured. Bleeding, glowing violet drops onto the floor. Her eyes widened when she saw him. A human. Most aliens feared humans. Some respected them. Very few trusted them. Ethan knelt down slowly. "It's okay," he said calmly. "I'll get you out." The alien girl watched him closely. She did not scream. She did not attack. She only nodded weakly. Ethan lifted a broken beam off her leg. He wrapped a medical band around the wound, using his own emergency kit. His hands were steady, gentle. When he helped her stand, the station shook again. "We have to move," Ethan said. He supported her weight as they walked toward the escape zone. Along the way, other aliens saw them. When they noticed the human helping her, they stepped aside silently. No insults. No fear, only watching. They reached an open platform where escape ships waited. Alien guards rushed forward, shocked to see the girl alive. "She lives," one of them cried. They quickly took her from Ethan's arms. Medical drones surrounded her. Ethan stepped back, ready to leave. But before he could turn away, the girl reached out. "Wait," she said softly. Her voice was gentle, but it carried authority. She struggled to stand and faced Ethan. Then she removed something from a small pouch around her neck. It was a flower, not a normal flower. Its petals glowed softly, changing colors like stars. The air around it felt warm, alive. She held it out to him with both hands. "For saving my life," she said. "Please accept this." Ethan blinked, surprised. He scratched the back of his head and smiled awkwardly. "Oh, thanks," he said. Without thinking, he took the flower. The moment his fingers touched it, the station went completely silent. Alien voices stopped. Machines paused. Even the alarms seemed quieter. Ethan noticed it too. He looked around. Every alien on the platform was staring at him. Some had wide eyes filled with shock. Some looked afraid. Others looked respectful. Then something stranger happened. One by one, alien guards lowered their weapons. Some even bowed. Ethan frowned. Did I do something wrong?" he asked. The girl stared at him, frozen. Her face slowly changed color, deep violet, a sign of extreme emotion in her species. "Accepted," she whispered. Ethan laughed lightly. "Yeah, it's a nice flower." That was when the station's universal translator activated on his wrist. A calm mechanical voice spoke. Binding symbol recognized. Ethan's smile faded. "What?" he muttered. The voice continued. "Sacred offering accepted. Breeding proposal confirmed." Ethan froze. The flower in his hand pulsed with light. "What do you mean, breeding proposal?" he said quickly. "No." One answered him. The alien elders arrived moments later, their long robes touching the floor. They looked at Ethan, then at the girl, then at the flower in his hand. One elder spoke slowly. "A human. Chosen." Ethan suddenly felt every eye on him. The girl looked at him again. Fear and hope mixed in her eyes. "I thought you knew," she said quietly. "In our culture, the flower is only given once." Ethan swallowed. The station shook again. But no one moved, because something far bigger than a station disaster had just begun. And the human had no idea what he had just agreed to. The space station still shook from damage, but the fear in the air was heavier than the noise. Ethan stood in the center of the platform, holding the glowing flower like it might explode in his hand. He slowly lowered his arm. "Okay," Ethan said carefully. "I think there is a big mistake here." No one laughed. No one relaxed. Alien guards stood frozen. Their weapons were lowered, but their bodies were tense, ready for something unknown. Some aliens whispered prayers. Others stepped back, as if the human had suddenly become dangerous. Ethan looked at the girl again. Her name, he learned moments later, was Lyra. Lyra's hands trembled. Her eyes never left the flower. "You should not have accepted it so easily," she said softly. Ethan frowned. "You said it was a thank you gift." "It was," Lyra replied. "And more." That was when one of the alien elders stepped forward. He was tall and thin, his skin marked with glowing symbols of age and rank. "Human," the elder said, his voice calm but heavy. "Do you understand what you now hold?" Ethan shook his head. "No, and I'd really like someone to explain." Slowly, the elder nodded and raised his hand. A holographic symbol appeared in the air. It showed the same flower, glowing brighter. "This flower," the elder said, "is not a gift of thanks. It is a life-binding symbol." Ethan's stomach tightened. "In our culture," the elder continued, "it is given only once in a lifetime. Only to a chosen partner. Only to a species proven strong enough to protect future generations." Ethan stared at him. Future generations. The translator on his wrist beeped again, repeating the words he did not want to hear. "Breeding. Bond." Ethan exhaled sharply. "Yeah, no, that's not happening." The air changed instantly. Alien guards stiffened. The platform lights dimmed slightly. Lyra's face paled. "You cannot simply reject it," the elder said. "Not after acceptance." Ethan raised his hands. "I didn't know. I thought it was just a flower." "That," the elder replied, "is why this moment is dangerous." Ethan looked around. "Dangerous how?" Another elder spoke, her voice cold. "If a binding is rejected after acceptance, it is seen as a declaration of insult." "Insult?" Ethan repeated. "I saved her life." "Yes," the elder said. "And now you hold her honor." Lyra finally stepped forward, ignoring her injury. "I chose him," she said clearly. All eyes turned to her. "I watched humans for many cycles," Lyra continued. "They survive wars that destroy worlds. They fight without giving up. They protect even those who fear them." She looked at Ethan. "When the station collapsed, my own guards fled. You came toward the danger." Ethan felt uncomfortable. Humans were not used to being praised by aliens. "You think humans are strong?" Ethan asked quietly. The elders exchanged looks. "We thought humans were reckless," one said. "Violent. Short-lived." Another added, "But no species should survive what humans survive." Ethan clenched his jaw. "So this flower," he said slowly, "means your people think humans are worthy?" "Yes," the elder replied, "and dangerous." The word hit hard. Before Ethan could respond, his communicator activated. "Ethan Walker," a human voice said sharply. "This is human command." Ethan turned away slightly. "Command, I'm kind of busy." "Report confirms you accepted an alien binding symbol," the voice said. "Do not accept further contact. Repeat, do not accept." Ethan closed his eyes. Too late. Lyra heard the message. Her shoulders dropped. "They will take you away," she whispered. "They always do." Ethan looked at her. "Take me where?" "To decide if you are a threat." she said. Alien guards suddenly moved. Not toward Ethan, but around him. They were protecting him. The elder raised his staff. The human will remain, he declared, by ancient law. The station shook violently. A section of the ceiling collapsed nearby. Screams echoed. Time was running out. Ethan looked at the glowing flower in his hand again. One small action. One misunderstood moment. And now, two civilizations stood at the edge of conflict. Ethan took a slow breath. All right, he said. Then let's talk before someone does something stupid. The elders watched him carefully, for the first time. Fear was not in their eyes, respect was. And far away, in the darkness of space, other species were already watching. Lyra had many chances to choose someone else. That truth stayed heavy in her mind as she watched Ethan stand in front of the alien elders. He looked calm on the outside, but inside, his thoughts were racing. Humans were good at hiding fear. It was something they had learned over thousands of years. Lyra knew this because she had been watching humans long before she ever met him, years ago. When Lyra was still in training, she was assigned to observe outer species behavior. Most species avoided danger. Most chose safety over others. That was normal. Humans were not normal. She remembered the first human broadcast she ever saw. A damaged human ship drifting near a dying star. No escape pods, no hope. And yet, the humans inside were helping each other until the very end. Number. Screaming, no begging. Just quiet courage. That image never left her. Now, here stood one of them. Ethan did not demand power. He did not threaten anyone. He simply stood his ground. An elder stepped forward. Lyra, the elder said, you must explain your choice. Lyra lifted her head. I will, she replied. The platform was still damaged. Sparks fell from above. Emergency lights flickered. But no one interrupted her. Even chaos respected this moment. I chose a human, Lyra said, because humans do not measure life by survival alone. The elders watched her closely. They measure it by sacrifice, she continued. Ethan looked at her, surprised. Lyra turned toward him. You could have run, she said softly. The station was breaking apart. You had no duty to me. Ethan shrugged slightly. Someone was hurt. That, Lyra said, is exactly why. She faced the elders again. Our people choose partners based on strength, she said. But we misunderstood strength. We thought it meant size, weapons, power. She paused. Humans are small, fragile, short-lived, she admitted. Ethan almost smiled at that. But they survive impossible things, Lyra continued. They lose worlds and still rebuild. They fight monsters and still protect children. They fear death, and yet they face it. The elders grew silent. One spoke carefully. Observation does not justify binding. It does, Lyra replied, when extinction is near. Those words hit like a blade. Ethan's eyes narrowed. Extinction? Lyra hesitated, then nodded. Our species is dying, she said quietly. Not from war, not from disease, from weakness of spirit. Ethan did not interrupt. We have technology. We have knowledge, she said. But we avoid pain. We avoid loss. We avoid risk. She looked at Ethan again. Humans walk into danger, even when they know they might not return. The elder's voice softened. You believe humans can change us. I believe they already have, Lyra said. Outside the station, ships hovered in silence. Sensors from distant systems focused on the platform. The galaxy was listening. Ethan finally spoke. You chose me, he said, without asking. Yes, Lyra admitted. Because if I asked, you might say no. Ethan sighed. That's not fair. I know, she said. But neither is extinction. The elders exchanged looks. Then something unexpected happened. An alarm changed tone. Not Danger. Arrival. A massive alien ship appeared on the scanners. Its shape was sharp and dark. Symbols of an ancient rival species glowed on its hull. One elder stiffened. "They have come already," Ethan frowned. "Friends of yours?" "No," Lyra said. "They fear humans." Ethan laughed once, short and humorless. "Yeah, we get that too." The rival ship sent a transmission. "Human presence confirmed," the voice said. "Withdraw immediately or be judged." Ethan took a step forward. "Judged how?" The reply came cold, as a threat to the balance. Lyra looked at Ethan, fear in her eyes. "If you leave," she said, "my people will fall. If you stay, you may start a war." Ethan thought of Earth, of humans being feared, blamed, and misunderstood. Nothing new. He straightened his shoulders. "Then maybe it's time the galaxy learns," he said, "what humans actually fight for." The elders watched him carefully for the first time. They did not see a weak species. They saw a decision-maker. The rival ship powered its weapons, and the flower in Ethan's hand glowed brighter than ever. The alien council did not argue for long. The rival ship hovering outside the broken station forced their decision. War was too close. Fear moved faster than logic. An elder raised his staff. "There will be a trial," he announced. "A test of truth." Ethan crossed his arms. "Let me guess. A test that kills people." The elder looked at him calmly. If you are weak." Lyra stepped forward. "No," she said. "He will not be sacrificed." "This is not sacrifice," the elder replied. "It is proof." The council activated a hologram in the air. A planet appeared, dark, violent, and unstable. Thick storms covered its surface. Lightning burned the clouds like open wounds. "This world is called Kairos," the elder said. "No sentient species survives there for more than one cycle." Ethan studied the image. Lovely vacation spot. "Your task is simple," the elder continued. "Survive one night." Lyra's breath caught. "One night," she whispered. "No one has ever." Ethan raised a hand. "I'll do it." The council paused. Lyra turned to him in shock. "You don't have to." "Yes, I do," Ethan replied. "Because if I don't, they'll never stop seeing humans as accidents." The elder nodded slowly. "You will go alone. No weapons, no rescue." "Of course," Ethan muttered. Before anyone could change their mind. The trial was set. The dropship shook violently as it entered Kairos' atmosphere. Ethan was strapped into a metal seat, surrounded by warning lights. Outside, lightning slammed into the hull. Winds screamed like living creatures. The pilot did not look at him. "No one survives long here," the pilot said quietly. "I hope humans are different." Ethan smiled faintly. "So do I." The ship opened its hatch. Ethan stepped out. The door slammed shut behind him. Silence followed. Then the storm hit. Rain fell like metal shards. The wind pushed him to the ground. The sky roared above him, filled with endless thunder. Ethan rolled, stood, and forced himself forward. He had no weapon, no armor, just a small survival pack in his training. He found shelter under broken stone formations. The ground trembled beneath him. Strange shapes moved in the distance, large, heavy. Watching predators. Ethan slowed his breathing. Humans had faced worse. As night deepened, the air grew toxic. Ethan wrapped a filter over his mouth, but it barely helped. Every breath burned his lungs. He remembered Earth. Polluted cities, frozen wars, burning deserts. Humans adapted. A shadow lunged from the darkness. Ethan reacted without thought. He rolled, grabbed a sharp rock, and struck. The creature screeched and fled. His arm bled. He tied it tight and kept moving. High above, alien scanners watched. Heart rate critical. Oxygen low. Body temperature unstable. "He should be dead," an observer whispered. Lyra watched in silence. Her hands clasped tightly. He is still standing, she replied. Hours passed. Ethan collapsed near dawn, his body shaking, rain washed. Blood from his skin. The storm began to fade. When the first weak light appeared over the horizon, Ethan forced himself to his knees. He laughed. Still here, he whispered. At that moment, the scanners changed. Life signs, active. The council stared. This is not possible. An elder said. The rival ship outside the station went silent. Ethan had survived KHAROS. And in doing so, he had broken every rule the galaxy believed about humans. As the recovery ship descended, Lyra felt something change deep within her people. Fear was gone. In its place, respect and something much more dangerous. Hope. Ethan woke up in white light. For a moment, he thought he was dead. The air was warm. The pain in his body was dull but fading. Soft machines hummed around him, slow and careful. He opened his eyes. Alien medical drones floated above him, scanning and repairing. His muscles screamed, but he was alive, very alive. You survived, a calm voice said. Ethan turned his head slightly. Lyra stood beside the medical platform. Her eyes were bright, not with fear this time, but with something close to awe. Barely. Ethan replied, Your planet hates visitors. Lyra almost smiled. Beyond the medical room, transparent walls showed rows of elders, scientists and observers from many species. They watched Ethan like he was something new. Something impossible. An elder stepped forward. The trial is complete, he said. Human Ethan Walker has survived Karos. A low sound spread through the chamber. Disbelief, fear, respect. Ethan slowly sat up. So, am I free now? The elder did not answer immediately. Instead, he waved his staff. A large symbol appeared. In the air, the same flower, surrounded by ancient markings. The law you call breeding, the elder said, was never met as you understand it. Ethan frowned, then explain it. Because from where I stand, it sounds bad, the elder nodded. That is fair. He turned to the gathered council. This law was created when our people faced extinction, he began, long before humans reached the stars. The image shifted. Ancient cities appeared, empty, broken, silent. Our species was strong in body. The elder continued, but weak in spirit. We avoided hardship, we avoided loss. Over time we stopped growing. Lyra lowered her head. She knew this story. Well, we believed survival came from safety, the elder said. We were wrong. The image changed again. It showed other species, those who faced danger, who fought, who adapted. Those who endured suffering evolved, the elder said. Those who avoided it faded. Ethan listened quietly. So you created this law, he said, to steal strength from others? No, the elder replied. To learn from them. The flower glowed brighter. The law binds us to species that face danger willingly, the elder explained. Not to control them, but to remind us what survival truly costs. Ethan leaned back. And humans? The elder's eyes met his. Humans suffer more than most, he said. And yet, they do not disappear. Silence followed. Lyra finally spoke. I did not choose you for power, she said softly. I chose you because humans do not break when the universe pushes back. Ethan looked at her. Then why not ask? He said, because choice is dangerous, she replied. And our people forgot how to trust it. That hurt more than Ethan expected. An elder stepped closer. Human Ethan, he said, you have changed the meaning of this law. Ethan raised an eyebrow. I didn't sign anything. The elder nodded. Exactly. The council whispered among themselves. The law was meant to bind, the elder continued. But you survived without accepting domination, without fear. He raised his staff again. We will change it. Lyra's eyes widened. The binding will no longer be forced, the elder declared. It will require mutual choice. Ethan exhaled slowly. Good. But before relief could settle, alarms echoed again. A new signal appeared on the screens. The rival species fleet was moving. They have seen the trial results, an observer said. They fear humans now. Ethan stood, ignoring the pain. Fear turns into attacks, he said. I've seen that before. Lyra looked at him. If war comes, will humans fight? Ethan met her gaze. Humans don't fight for laws, he said. We fight for people. Outside, weapons powered up. The galaxy was watching again, and this time, humans were no longer unknown. They were a decision. The war did not start with fire. It started with waiting. Outside the station, the rival fleet held position. Their ships were dark and silent, like predators watching prey. No weapons fired. No messages sent. That silence felt heavier than battle. Inside, the council chamber was full. Elders argued in low voices. Observers from other species listened closely. Every word spoken here would shape the future. Ethan stood near the center of the room. He was tired. His body still ached from the trial, but his eyes were clear. This ends now, he said. One way or another, an elder turned toward him. You speak as if you hold power. Ethan shook his head. No, I speak as someone who knows what fear does to people. Lyra stood beside him. If the rival fleet attacks, she said, many worlds will burn. They believe humans bring chaos. They're not wrong, Ethan replied softly. We do bring chaos. Some elders stiffened. But not the kind they think, he added. We break bad systems. We don't destroy people. The flower symbol appeared again in the air, glowing gently. The law has changed, an elder said. But it still requires choice. All eyes turned to Lyra. Then to Ethan. The meaning was clear. If Ethan accepted the bond willingly, it would signal alliance, trust, shared future. If he refused, the rival species would see weakness, doubt. Opening. Lyra's hands trembled slightly. I will not bind you, she said to Ethan. Not unless you choose it freely. Ethan looked at her. For the first time since arriving on the station, he allowed himself to slow down. She had risked her people. He had risked his life. But this choice, this was different. You know, Ethan said quietly, on Earth, humans fight over borders, beliefs, even words. Lyra listened closely. But when something bigger comes, he continued, we stand together, not because we're told to, because we decide to. He turned toward the elders. You want proof humans can be trusted, he said. Then don't force us. The chamber fell silent. Outside, the rival fleet powered its weapons. Time was running out. Lyra stepped closer to Ethan. If you say no, she said, I will accept it. Even if it costs everything. That honesty mattered. Ethan took a slow breath. Then he did something no one expected. He placed the glowing flower on the ground. Between them, gasps echoed through the chamber. I won't accept it like this, Ethan said. Not as a symbol of pressure. The elders whispered urgently, but he continued. I also won't walk away. He looked at Lyra. I choose alliance, he said. Not ownership, not obligation. Lyra's eyes filled with emotion. The flower reacted. Its light shifted, becoming softer, steadier. Mutual intent detected, the translator announced. Binding redefined. Outside, sensors flared. The rival fleet hesitated. They are confused, an observer said. They do not understand this signal. Ethan straightened his shoulders. Good, he said. Fear grows when people don't understand. The lead rival ship finally sent a message. Human, the cold voice said. State your claim. Ethan stepped forward. We claim nothing, he replied. We protect those who choose us. The channel went silent. Weapons powered down slightly. Not peace, but pause. Lyra stood beside Ethan. her people watching in awe. For the first time in their history, a law based on control had been replaced by choice, but the galaxy was not finished. Testing humanity. Because fear does not disappear easily, and the next move would decide whether humans became partners or the greatest threat the stars had ever known. The rival fleet did not leave. They waited. Their ships stayed in a wide circle around the station, weapons half charged. They were afraid to attack, but more afraid to withdraw. Humans made them uncertain, and uncertainty was dangerous. Inside the command chamber, silence ruled again. Ethan stood at the front, arms relaxed, eyes focused. He was not a leader by title. He had no crown, no rank that mattered here, yet everyone listened. Fear is spreading, an observer said. Across systems. They believe humans will dominate the galaxy. Ethan shook his head. We don't dominate, he said. We survive, and we help others survive. Lyra stood beside him, no longer hiding her emotions. Our people followed laws because we were afraid to choose, she said. Humans choose even when the choice hurts. Outside, the rival fleet sent one final transmission. You claim peace, the voice said, yet your species is born in war. Ethan stepped forward. That's true, he replied. We fight each other. We fail. A lot. The council watched closely. But, Ethan continued, we also learn. Every time we fall, we stand back up, not because we're strong, but because we refuse to stay down. The channel stayed open. Ethan took a breath. You fear us because we change things, he said. You're right, we do. A pause, then something unexpected happened. One rival ship powered down its weapons. Then another. Slowly, across the fleet, systems dimmed. They are standing down. An observer whispered. Not retreat. Not surrender. Respect. The lead ship sent one final message. Humans will be watched, the voice said. Not as enemies, as a standard. The channel closed. The war that could have burned worlds ended without a single shot. Inside the chamber, elders bowed, not just to Ethan, but to the idea he represented. The flower symbol appeared once more. But this time it did not glow with binding energy. It glowed with balance. The law is ended, an elder announced. From this day forward, alliances will be formed by mutual choice. Lyra turned to Ethan. Then what are we? She asked softly. Ethan smiled gently. Two people, he said. Who made a decision? She placed the flower back into his hand, not as a command, not as tradition, but as trust. Ethan accepted it, not because he was chosen, but because he chose back. Days later, human ships arrived not with weapons, but with aid, engineers, medics, builders. Humans did what they always did. After surviving something impossible, they helped rebuild across the galaxy. Stories spread, not of a human who conquered worlds, but of a human who refused to be ruled by fear. And slowly, other species began to change. They trained harder. They faced danger instead of avoiding it. They stopped asking, are humans dangerous? And started asking, how can we become more like them? Ethan stood on the station's observation deck, watching new ships arrive. Lyra joined him. The galaxy will never be the same, she said. Ethan nodded. Neither will humans, he replied. The flower rested between them, glowing softly. Not as a breeding symbol. Not as a law, but as a reminder that humanity was not the strongest species in the stars, but it was the one that refused to give up. And that made all the difference.